Hey guys, so I'm going to do a little review and show you how to use this platform, which is Tradovate. Tradovate is a futures specific platform, so if you want to trade futures with nice low fees and good margins, then I do recommend them. I think they're a really good platform to use. So whenever you sign up and then you would log in, this is the first screen you're going to see. This first tab up here is a simulation environment. You can access that even before your live account is actually approved or funded. You will have 2 weeks of free access to this simulation environment. It is all real-time live data that will let you kind of see how the platform works and how you can use the Tradovate platform to your advantage. The second part is a market replay. I haven't used it before. I heard it's a really good tool. I think you get that free for a few weeks too. It says that I would need to sign up to use it, so I haven't signed up for that yet. And then this is where you would access your live account. So for this demo procedure, I'm going to use the simulation because it looks exactly like the live account, and so I can show you everything on here. So when you first click in, it's going to be a black screen like this, so don't get worried. This is just how it looks because you are able to customize and format your platform exactly how you want it, which is super cool. So you would go up to this plus sign in the top left corner, and these are all of the options you have to put on your platform. You can also put some of these in separate windows if you want to have them, say, on the back end, but yeah, so you would click and drag to add it to your platform. So the number one thing that you will need if you're in my service and in my room would be the DOM. So it's also called a depth of market. It's essentially a price ladder that shows you the movement of the product that you're looking at and its movement up and down the ladder. So you would just click like this and drag, and for the time being it's going to use this whole space, but you can format that later for it to be smaller. So when this first comes up, you need to type in your product. So, ES. So this is the S&P 500 mini. It will give you several options. The difference between these is the contract month and the year. So ES is the product. M is our current contract, which is for June, and then after that we'll be moving to September. The indices run on a quarterly contract, where gold and oil, which is the other products that we trade in my room, they run on a monthly contract. So you will have to change your contract for gold and oil monthly, whereas ES or NQ, you only have to change it on a quarterly basis. And then the number at the end represents the year. So we're in 2020, so that 0 represents that. So you click on that, click select, and now you have your DOM. So this is the depth of market. I'm going to just add a few more things here, and then we can go into detail about what each one is. So then you'd go back to the plus sign. If you wanted to add, say, a chart, you'd click and drag it. Same thing, you need to put in a product so it can pull it up, and then there's the chart. Another thing I like is the performance center. So it may look funky because we were using this last night, but this is a really cool tool because it will show you all of your trades. It will show you your profitable trades and each trade, how long, your average trade, your fastest trade, and then it'll say all your losing trades, give you a nice diagram. This information is super, super helpful. And then down here, you can see the trades you took, at what time, for how long you held them, and then what your profit or loss was over here. We were playing in this last night, so that's why it looks wild like this. And then obviously you would have a chart up here. I haven't used the charts much just because I use a separate platform for my charts, but I've heard they're fine and they work well. So I'm going to close these out because I don't use them and I don't think they are totally necessary to be part of my service and need them. But the biggest focus in this video is the depth of market, or also called the DOM. I'm going to add another one just so it looks a little more normal to me. So this is usually how I do it. So this is gold I'm going to pull up. So these are my two DOMs. So this is how I usually operate. I'll have my indices on one, and then I have my metals and my commodities on the other. So gold and oil I'd have here, and then I'd have NQ and ES over here. So the first thing that is the most important when you open an account and you want to trade futures is to understand risk management and to create a bracket to kind of protect yourself. So a bracket consists of a stop loss and potentially a take profit. It's up to you. You would, to turn a bracket on and create one, you would come down to the bottom of each of your DOMs, click on this little gear button, and then this will come out. So this is only specific for this depth of market that I'm using, which is a gold trade. So let me go back here. So you would need to turn it on, and then you would have to name it. So GC, whatever you want to name it, it doesn't matter. There are three different ways that you can do your stop loss or your take profit. There is by ticks, which is every movement on the ladder is a tick, no matter what product you're in. Any movement, one tick up, one tick down, those are ticks. You can do it by price, which would be per point. So if gold goes from 17.18 to 17.19, that is one price point. If the ES goes from 28.7250 to 28.7350, that is one price point. So that is not to be confused with currency. And then currency would be if you want to say, I'm only okay losing $20, then you can pick currency and put a specific monetary amount for your stop loss and your take profit. So for this example, I'm just going to use ticks. So here you could pick what type you want, take profit and stop loss, or if you just want a stop loss, it's up to you. So for ticks, I would just put it at what I'm okay with and what I think is appropriate. So this is what I would do. And then you can set up a auto break even. I don't do that. Obviously you can play around and see if you like it or not. Also, if you're taking more than one contract at one time, Tradovate does offer to have two targets set up at one time. So you could say you wanted your first target to get sold at 10 ticks and you want your second one to get sold at 15 ticks. And that's the way that this would work and look, but you would have to enter the trade with two at one time. If you don't, then it will just simply pull off of this first rule of target number one, and they would pretty much be the same. So if you clicked on the DOM and you got in an order and then you clicked again, they would both use this rule. This only applies if you actually do multiple at one time when you're getting in. So obviously you'd want to save it, and then you'd come down here and click the name that you created. And then this is now indicating that your bracket is on for this DOM. Obviously, if you are also trading micros, you would need to set up a whole different bracket for a micro of the same product. So while it's the same product, yes, this is gold. If you're trading on the micro gold, that's a totally different bracket. So you need to make sure you set that one up too and put it on. So that goes for pretty much all of your products. The bracket is number one. If you would like to see your estimated P&L, let me just get in a trade.
Order filled.
So when you get in a trade, this is where you'll see your take profit and your stop loss. So I'm currently long gold at 1718.3, and if it gets down here to 1716.9, I will be taken out of the trade with a loss, and if it gets up here at 1719.9, I will be taken out with profit. You can click and drag these at any point. I don't really suggest it unless you are thinking of a different price, or you see some type of area coming up that you want to move it, but you can click and drag these. Be careful, because if you click this X over here, it will be taken out and you will not be able to replace it while in the current trade. So just be aware of that. Also, as I was talking about, if you wanted to add, so up here it will show you your P&L as it moves up and down. So this is your estimated P&L. It shows you how many you are currently in. So you're in one contract at 1718.3. This green arrow just shows the direction and which way you're in and what order you have, but it doesn't show you how many. So you would have to look up here to see how many you actually have working. And before I'm going to move this up so I can show you guys. To add estimated P&L within your DOM, you would go to the little gear and then with settings and then click on show estimated P&L. Click save and then it will pop up right here. So it will always be on the right hand side no matter if you're in a long or a short trade, and it's easy for your eyes to see kind of where you're at within the trade and how things are looking without having to go up here and look at this small number. You can just see every tick, what it's worth and what it looks like. If I wanted to exit the trade at this point and just get out, I would just click right here, exit at market. Obviously it's going to be a market price, but it will take me fully out of the trade for this DOM.
Order filled.
If for some reason you need to get out of all of your trades on any of your products, you would need to come up here and click on this exit all positions and cancel. And that will take you out of your trades, because I have heard a lot of horror stories where people go to bed and they didn't realize they were in a trade, and then they wake up and they're down $500 or thousands of dollars. So you definitely want to be aware of trades that you're in, and you want to make sure that you are paying attention to your account and kind of what's going on, because that could definitely be detrimental to your equity. Okay, so that is most of the DOM. Like I said, you can click the plus up here and add multiple ones behind. So if you wanted to just have one DOM and have them all on tabs, you could do that. Also with Tradovate, so this is the market data, the DOM, it's also called market data. So you would need to set this up. So market data is right here. You would need to set this up on your credit card. So each one represents a different product. So CME represents the indices. So, and this is all on Tradovate's website. So I would recommend that you check that out. But CME covers NQ and ES. COMEX covers gold, and then New York MEX covers oil. So you would need to click on the one you want, and you would need to charge it to a debit card or a credit card, and that is a monthly charge. So Tradovate will charge you on the first of every month, no matter when you actually signed up. So if you didn't sign up until the end of the month, you will be charged the full amount, and then you'll be charged again on the first. Let's see. What else? Brackets. Getting in and out of trades. So you would want to understand how to get in and out of the trade. I'm not going to go over that in this video, but you could literally just, you could click on the DOM. If you wanted a limit order, like say I wanted to go long, but only at this price, then you can right click, and then this will be a limit order sitting here. Oh, I don't have my brackets on. And also when you do something like that, you will notice that, so this is my limit order, you'll notice that you'll have this weird, like it looks different, the +1 and the +1 here. So these are my brackets that will activate once this order is activated. But if this order doesn't activate, then these obviously are not live. And when you close that out, they'll all close. What else? That might be it. I'm trying to make sure I cover everything. So yeah, brackets, estimated P&L, signing up for market data. So the only thing you pay for with Tradovate, obviously per trade, you pay a certain fee, and then it's usually like around $1.20, $1.50, something like that. It's a little cheaper for micros, and then you pay for the market data. That's really it. If you want to subscribe to have cheaper commission fees and rates, then you can sign up for that. They have a few packages, but I don't partake in that. But yeah, there's news over here if you wanted to add that to your platform. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope this was helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you have questions, just comment below. Also, Tradovate has their own YouTube channel, which has like over 60 videos, so feel free to check them out. If you have maybe more in-depth questions that you want to see some other examples, they probably have that there. All right, thanks for checking out this video. Have a good day.